Okay, instead of giving you some long boring intro, let's just let the gameplay speak for itself.
Here comes our masterpiece!
One enemy remaining.
I am the hunter! Open up the sky!
So, this Valorant game, huh? You know, just something taking over the competitive first-person shooter scene by storm, with nothing but just a beta. I just wanted to give you an overview of the game since I've been playing it for a bit and answer the question, is the game for you? That depends on a lot of factors, so I'm going to go through them with you and give you a better idea if you should even check it out or if it's even worth your time. So as always, I never want to waste anyone's time, so let's dive right in. Like what you've seen so far, please remember to like, share, and subscribe as it helps me grow the channel. So let's say you enjoy first-person shooters like Call of Duty, for example. This is not that game. Let's say you enjoy Halo, or some other kind of arena shooter where you can respawn. Nope, Valorant is not like that at all. When you die in Valorant, you are subject to waiting until the next round in order to see action again. So from the get-go, this game is a little bit more harsh than most. So if this isn't like Halo or Call of Duty, what kind of game is it? Well, Overwatch, CSGO, and Rainbow Six Siege. Basically the best competitive shooters on the market while pretty much dominating the esports scene for first-person shooters. So if you've ever played any of those games or at least tried them out, and if Valorant still interests you, then you have passed the first hurdle of liking the game actually. The next hurdle of knowing if this is the kind of game for you will be, do you enjoy being competitive? I mean, the first 2 weeks of the beta, people are already hosting tournaments, so if leisure play is more of your thing, this is probably not your cup of tea. This will mostly be a game built for communication. That was the main sticking point so far, probably out of my 30 to 40 hours or so with the game. Without communication, you're pretty much getting bullied, or you are the bully, being steamrolled or steamrolling by even the worst or best teams with communication. If you do not like turning on your mic to talk to teammates, then you will always be at a disadvantage. Sure, there's text chat, and they also have a lot of callouts, but at the end of the day, it's not really good enough. Riot has made a bunch of callouts and markers for people that cannot or don't really want to talk, but just know that most of the time, the team with the mics will always win. So if you don't like turning on your mic, this might not really be the game for you.
Behind you first.
Dead!
One enemy remaining.
He's diffusing.
Oh, let's go! Oh, you thought you put up a fight?
Grab that gun.
Well, at its core, there's only one game mode, which is plant the spike, plant the bomb at the location site. Multiple sites at 2 different maps. My experience is just like I said earlier, that your enjoyment of the game will most likely come from communication. With the communication, we also have team composition that will determine how you stomp through your competition. The game has a variety of spicy characters with their own voice lines, animations, abilities, cosmetics, and so on. Just like Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, perfect placement or use of abilities, classes, heroes, or whatever are the name of the game when it comes to being successful in the game. They will turn the tide of a match, and I will say about 1/3 of being good at this game is timing and the other use of abilities, the other 2/3 being aiming. With that in mind, let me tell you that the learning curve is hard coming from Rainbow Six Siege. I would assume it would be the same for Overwatch players as well. I hear though that if you enjoy CSGO, you will have an easier transition into Valorant. I see a lot of CSGO players playing it having a good time, so I'd say the transition is just fine. Just from an aiming standpoint, I had to go back and work on my game because boy oh boy was it not working. I always thought I was at least average at aiming in video games, but boy I am not. This game made me question that. So much so I bought an aim trainer to get better, which I imagine a lot of people do in this game. Are you competitive? Well, I wanted to make this also a talking point because I believe it's important for the nature of the person that will enjoy this game. I said at the beginning that this game will be taking over esports by storm, and so far it has with just the beta. Obviously nothing official, but plenty of pro esports players are already throwing their hat in the ring when it comes to this game. Be aware, for anything more than casual, such as other modes like deathmatch, team deathmatch, I'm sure will be implemented, but they will probably be on the back burner as the main drive and development of this game was made with esports in mind. With competition also breeds, sometimes a toxic nature in the community, and don't let the cartoon style fool you. This will still bring out the worst in people. I've had some matches where people are extremely nice to newcomers. I've also had some matches where newcomers have been placed on the cross as a sacrificial lamb when it comes to a match going wrong. That being said, I do encourage newcomers to get better at the game. That's one thing I can say for certain, that this beta has made me just want to get better in general at aiming. I never considered being bad at the game, but honestly there is so much to learn that there's a good bit to sink your teeth into when it comes to the beta. Like so many strategies and nuances, let alone mastering every single character, the beta can keep you busy for quite a while, so I'm sure the full release will as well. Future of the game. I can't say for certain, but Valorant does seem to have a bright future ahead of itself. Along with esports, you have the fact that the game is free to play, so it won't cost you anything to actually just hop in and give it a go yourself, provided you do have a PC, as it is not announced for console currently. I will also note that the prices for the cosmetics are a little harsh. Hopefully some adjustment goes into that, because the prices are, yeah. Just for the style, they don't really look worth it in my opinion. I wanted to make presentation a talking point alongside the microtransactions because I believe the game must have some type of casino-like euphoria when it comes to its presentation.
One enemy remaining. Clutch.
Oh, you ain't coming back. Easy, mate. There can only be one hero.
Hitting headshots in particular has a sound that reminds me like winning on a slot machine. From the different type of ways to win, each one with its particular callouts such as clutches really make the user feel special. Like I said, the feedback response on almost all the notifications feel like they're in your face, but in a good way. Like you just won something. So like when you get a kill after a rough patch, it makes you want to keep going until you get another kill. That is the type of casino-like euphoria I am talking about. The fact that it's free to play also means that the game is subject to some cheaters that look to compromise the integrity of the game. So let's talk about cheaters. They have a proactive attitude towards strengthening the front lines as much as possible to keep the integrity of the game intact. Plenty of games and game modes have been ruined by cheaters. They also seem to have a great support model, as a balance patch has already been implemented after 2 weeks, with another one on the way. Some games I play don't get balance patches for months, so that is just refreshing to see when it comes to PvP. They will for certain add new characters to the game over time. I guess that's my biggest fear, that anytime a new character or a new operator will come out for any of the games I play, sometimes it could ruin the meta or make the meta unenjoyable. Luckily, they will keep changing the meta up to keep the game fresh, so that is great news to hear. Final thoughts on the game. Will you enjoy this game? Is this for you? With everything unlisted, from the deep learning curve to the competitive nature of the game, being free to play and being competitive is enticing to most people to at least give it a look. If I was a betting man, I would probably say this isn't for most people. This isn't for casual players of competitive games, more of a game built for competitive players from the ground up. I have fallen deep into the rabbit hole of getting better at aiming just to get better at the game, so I will continue to play it for a bit. I might even make a couple more videos, but we will see. I generally don't like making content for things I don't like playing. Is this though for you guys? Let me know who to follow, who to watch, who to learn to get better from, because this is exciting for me. I haven't been this excited for a PvP mode in a long time, so let me know what you guys think about it if you've already tried it out, or if this isn't for you. But anyway, I leave you with some clips of some clutches, and until the next one, guys, be more.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready.
Open up the sky!
That's why they put me in charge.